Okay, I also want to state before we get into this episode that babe. Now the literal term means a body a body function to get rid of waste, but society has moved that babe term into meaning something like endearing. So I do want to state that just in case someone's like, well, that's not really what the term babe means or what it originally was supposed to mean. But I did want to make sure I noted that so that people are aware. Okay, so I think I don't think I've done a well enough explanation on what Carly and the Universe is. Carly and the Universe is a group that has created music recently, and they dropped a single and they dropped a song. And the new song is called "Babe, Can You Repeat That?" And so when I originally listened to the song, I heard an artist that I haven't heard in a while, but I've talked about Carly and the Universe before on this podcast. However, I have not talked about Left Brain. And from my knowledge of what I knew of Left Brain before this song, and before I get into this song, I want to make sure I state the obvious and state it kind of clearly. The only time I've heard Left Brain, so I am going to enter this a little blind because I know who Carly and the Universe is, but Left Brain not too much of. But the only time the only connection I know between Left Brain is the song Sam that came out in 2012, 2013, I believe, and then his collaboration with Earl's Sweatshirt or Tyler the Creator. Now he hasn't released a song lately, or I'm not remembering. So listening to this song is a surprise to me because I didn't know Left Brain was on this song when I was looking for it and when I was listening to it and when I also got it in my emails. I really hadn't paid attention to Left Brain releasing music. How many Universe all the time. So when I talk about this, please know I'm going into this a little blind, not knowing a lot about Left Brain, right? So I may be interpreting this off a little bit, or it might be exactly on point. But I want to talk about this. But there is a message behind this, and the message behind this, is, it's a song about getting a little bit comfortable, getting a little bit comfortable in a relationship. And the moment you get a little bit distracted from a relationship, you're not showing your partner that much attention. And the word partner is, because everyone is included in the song, no matter if you're non-binary, no matter what you would identify with, this song is for you. And so, with that being said, let's get these monsters. We'll get right into it.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
So with that all being said, we're going to talk about Carly and the Universe's part first. Carly and the Universe's part, and they're great drum-wise and vocally. You can hear this. So but Carly starts it off by saying, writing it down on a piece of paper. Oops, I forgot what you were going to say. We forgot what we were going to talk about. Which some of the thing, when you get into a relationship where you, because there are a lot of people that multitask, especially when they're listening to their partners. And so when it says write on a piece of paper, like write it down, we'll talk about it later. And then oops, I forgot what I was going to write about. That is something that a lot of people go through in relationships. And for some reason, it's playing into this picture of the relationship, of the relationship forming, right? And how they, it's clear. Like, it's very clear to me what this is painting a picture of. Oh, you're the last thing on my mind, which Carly says, you're the last thing on my mind, which also leads into this of, I wasn't listening, thinking too much to overanalyze, which to some extent, if you ask me, there's this thing, especially in a relationship where there's a guy's or a man's kind of phrases that they're known to say if you're like not listening to a conversation that your woman is saying. And I'm only saying it that way because I've only heard of it from the male standpoint, where we're like, yeah, okay, this, that, okay, yeah, I agree with that. Just if we're zoned out of a conversation or not paying attention to a conversation, those are normally stuff that you say, and then there are people that are having this conversation that are over analyzing a person's behavior. Oh yeah, okay, like you're agreeing with that, so clearly, they're over analyzing that conversation, and it's so. It's not refreshing. It's probably refreshing to hear. Like both of these are both of this this verse in the song is probably relatable to someone. They're like, you know what? I agree with that. I agree with either that the relationship side of it or just like the random I'm not listening moments of it, and I agree with that. Right? Like there's some people that agree with that. There's some people that won't. But then we get into the next line and say, can you just go with the flow? And so this is the thing. The line before it is thinking too much too much to analyze. And to me, I think that is leading to like that person that overthinks, and that their partner in that relationship is telling them, "Hey, can you just go with the flow?" Because there are a lot of people that overthink a lot of situations that they end up being in, so they're not just going to be able to just go with the flow because their partner wants them to, right? And for some reason, people will say, "Well, there's some people that overreact, so can I just go with the flow because they're overreacting to a conversation or something that was said, right?" And it's not really thought of in the partner's mind, but the person that is thinking it is going crazy, like they're overanalyzing the whole conversation. And I forgot to say thank you at the end of this conversation. I forgot to say please. I forgot to say please. I forgot to say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I forgot to say those certain like greetings and stuff like that, and that could ruin the conversation. Or they don't like me in that conversation, which is why I think overall this kind of dialect in the song is very opening for a lot of people, but it also it makes people understand that not everyone understands like certain cues, right? But this song is deeper than a lot of that. So we're gonna look at Left Brain's feature on the song, where he says, "Can you repeat that?" Like in the music video, Carly is Left Brain is, I guess, the platter or the center plate, and he just says, "Hey, hey babe, can you repeat that?" And he says, "I got something to tell you. You're the pieces to my puzzle," which I think that's it's a weird thing to say. Hey, you're my pieces to my puzzle, almost like, hey, you're the pieces that fit me, and that is still a corny line to me. You're the pieces to my puzzle, which kind of you go, oh, well, that's never been said before, or that's corny, or that's ironic, right? But it is to some extent like very true. Like when you're in a relationship, when I'm trying to figure stuff out, you're that piece that finishes that puzzle. That helps me finish that thought. Like overall, this is great. He says, but we don't even have to talk. You just being there in your presence is something that I enjoy. Like almost like, hey, we don't even have to have a serious conversation. We don't have to be having a conversation. I just want to be there with you. Like, and that's, they're playing in a song. They're playing on both sides of this relationship where they're just giving answers and stuff like that. And so overall, like this song overall, I do love. The beat I love, the music video I enjoy, right? Like I enjoy the music video and I enjoy the song. This song, it's a great song. I think when you think about a relationship, it's a great song. But you do end up wondering if the song is great for the right reasons. Like this song is great, but this also paints a picture of relationships that aren't necessarily the greatest or the one-sided relationships, and where people don't feel like they're heard. So I do like it for that reason, and for that reason, I'm gonna make it an 8 out of 10 because the visuals is great, the song lyrics are great. And overall, I just think this is a great message behind it. Well, it's an okay message, but it is very eye-opening for a lot of people that are in relationships that aren't the best for them in this current moment. So it's great for a look-back song. It's definitely a song that I am going to probably keep in my rotation because it's a good song to start off the year. It's an opening. It's a refreshing song to start off the year. So it's definitely going to be in my rotation. And since Valentine's is around the corner, I could definitely see myself listening to the song. Not for the I wouldn't say the song is toxic, but for the just the playback value, I think this has playback value. So playback value by itself is going to give it over that 10 out of 5 out of 10 for me, right? So I try not to be harsh on songs, and this song I'm not really going to be harsh on, but it's a great song to listen to. But overall, like I do like it. Like I don't have any, like major grievances with the song, and so listening to it, I'm happy that I'm able to listen to it, right? So overall, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. It's a solid 8 out of 10 for me. And I don't know, I just enjoy the song more than I thought I would originally listen to it. And every time, Carly and the Universe always prove me wrong. I always love the song. So it's a great song to me. I would recommend it. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you in the next one.